Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-year visit. But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Could you pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel?
Sure.
Leave a comment down below your feedback on this show.
That is true.
Other shows, thoughts,
Other shows.
criticisms.
Do we have other shows?
Positive notes.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. Hannah, we covered The Amateur.
And the Unicorn, the Death of Unicorn.
Yeah, and you went really rogue. You just started just giving out bangers left, right, and centre.
They are recent watches for me, and sometimes I'm a little bit favourable. But, you know what? Who cares? At the end of the day, who cares?
You just keep just throwing them out, sometimes, banger after banger.
No, I did not give you 20, which was definitely an all-time classic.
Yeah, yep.
No, I just like to say those movies, I just reinvigorated my love of watching movies. I don't know. You sometimes need those reset movies, and I'm glad I had those.
Well,
so I was favourable to them.
Let's go for a big reset. It's a different movie today. It is number 31 on the AFI Top 100 10-year visited list, and it is Maltese Falcon.
Ooh.
Maltese Falcon is a movie that we watched recently. Have you seen this before?
No, I've never seen the Maltese
I've seen it many times. We own a copy on 4K, but you can actually watch it on HBO Max in Australia. It's available to rent and buy on all platforms as well.
This was very easy to procure.
The elevator pitch. A private investigator on a case uncovers a treasure hunt.
Yes.
The research for this was provided by the commentary from Bogart biographer Eric Latz.
Yeah.
It's actually really quite interesting. He did an amazing job. I listened to a lot of these for these podcasts, and this one was really good because he not only gave great information about Bogart, but he gave great information about everyone in the cast. So he did an amazing job.
That's cool.
So the director of this movie was John Huston. Now, we've had John Huston on the list 2 times before.
With Bogart.
And it was number 38, The Treasure of Sierra Madre, and The African Queen, which was movie number 65. Mm-hmm. This was his first directing job. He wrote the screenplay for it. It was based on a novel by Dashiell Hammett. It stars Humphrey Bogart, Mary Astor, Gladys George, Peter Lorre, Bart McLean, Lee Patrick, and Sidney Greenstreet. Cinematographer was Arthur Edison. Edited by Thomas Richards. Adolf Deutsch, he did the music. He actually did 90 different pictures of music. Some ranging from other John Huston things. He also did Casablanca as well.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah. This was produced by Warner Brothers, distributed by Warner Brothers. We've talked about Warner Brothers in the past. This was a brilliant stretch of films. They'd come off the real hard times of the late 20s and 30s where they nearly went broke a couple of times, but in this stretch they were unsurpassed.
Yes.
This movie was released on October 3rd, 1941 in New York City. It goes for 101 minutes. The budget for this movie was $375,000 reported, and box office was over $1.8 million worldwide. Yeah. The producer of this movie was a guy called Blanky, who had worked on many different films for Warner Brothers, and he did this movie along with Treasure of the Sierra Madre with John Huston. John Huston at the time was when he became a writer for Warner Brothers, he was a writer going nowhere. He was the son of Walter Huston, which we had on the list with Treasure of Sierra Madre.
Yeah.
Until Warner Brothers became a choice writer after the crime movie High Sierra, which was starred Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, yes.
Having seen how the prolific the writers were, like Preston Sturges and Orson Welles, Warner Brothers said, we'll give John Huston a go at this, but we'll have a lot of control over him because we didn't want it to go outlandish.
Yeah.
So, but Houston wanted a bit more control, And so the studio said, okay, if you polish one of the scripts that we need polished, you can have full control of this movie, but with the budget that we want.
Of
And
course.
so he was given that job as a polish, and that movie that he polished was Sergeant York.
Oh, that's a big one.
Let's go
yeah.
into the. This is a good time to talk about the Academy Awards that year. So Sergeant York was a big winner. Gary Cooper
Yeah.
ended up winning Best Actor. How Green Was My Valley won Best Supporting Actor for Donald Crisp. Jane Fontaine won for Suspicion. Mary Astor, who is in this film,
Yes.
she won for The Great Lie.
Wow.
And How Green Was My Valley won a lot of awards, including cinematography for Arthur Miller.
Yeah.
That was the black and white version. Cover went to Blood and Sand, Ernest Palmer. Directing went to How Green Was My Valley for John Ford. And film editing went to Sergeant York. Walt Disney won the award. This is after the Snow White.
This is you did a real good job here.
Yeah, this is like a year coming after Snow White. We're in like the halcyon days of film here. Like it's just
This is
film is cooking.
and they're also starting to create more awards at this time.
Yeah.
and recognizing different people in different fields. Yeah.
So these are the nominations for Outstanding Motion Picture. How Green Was My Valley, who won for that year. You got Blossoms in the Dust, Citizen Kane, Here Comes Mr. Jordan, Hold Back the Dawn, Little Foxes, The Maltese Falcon, One Foot in Heaven, Sergeant York, and Suspicion.
That's crazy. We're going to come back to this with Citizen Kane.
Exactly.
It's on this list later. Wow.
And it never won Best Picture.
And it didn't win Best Picture. So sometimes you don't need to win. Yeah.
It's
To be very important.
So we come back to Citizen Kane in that is the number one.
It's number one. So that'll be. It's coming up.
It's coming up. Hannah,
Thanks.
you're all over this. You're all over this. Let's talk about the 1941 in film.
Yes.
Okay, they died with their boots on.
Yeah.
That was 10. Ziegfeld Girl was 9. Men of Boys Town, number 8. A Yank in the RAF, number 7. Just remember, there's like war times. We get a lot of war films.
Yeah,
Caught in the Draft is 6. The Philadelphia Story, which we've had on the list before.
Lovely film.
How Green Was My Valley, Louisiana Purchase, Honky Tonk, and Sergeant York.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
people in this movie. Humphrey Bogart as Sam Spade. Okay, we've had Humphrey on the list before.
We'll continue to have all on this list as well.
Casablanca. Mary Astor. She played Ruth Wonderly and Bridget O'Shaughnessy, so she had a couple of different names. Gladys George played Ivor Archer. Peter Lorre, who we'll have on this list again. He played Joel Cairo.
Yep.
Barton McLean as Lieutenant Dundee. Lee Patrick as Effie Perrin. Sidney Greenstreet. He's Casper Goodman. Some good research on Sidney Greenstreet. Ward Bond as Detective Tom Polaris. Jerome Cowan as Miles Archer. Elisa Cook Jr. as William Cook. James Burke as the hotel detective. Murray Alper as Frank Richmond, and Walter Houston. He played Captain Jacoby, and he was uncredited, and that is the father of John Huston.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart was a player for the Warner Brothers, and he was struggling. He was getting typecasted as sort of like a gangster sort of player, similar to James Cagney.
Yes.
But what happened was one of the stars, he left, and everyone went up a peg. Humphrey Bogart ended up getting this movie, and he became a star from this movie and became one of Warner Brothers. And when they saw the dailies of this movie, Warner Brothers and their marketing team went to work, and they said, we're going to create a star, and the next star we're creating is Humphrey Bogart.
That 100% from this film. You can tell.
Okay.
Something about him.
I tell you who's an interesting person is Mary Astor, right?
Yeah.
Now, she had one of the famous lines, and this line has been used many different times, but she said there's 5 stages as an actor. 1, who is, insert actor's name. Let's go for Mary Astor here. Then it's, get me Mary Astor. Then it's, get me a Mary Astor type.
Yes.
Get me a younger version of Mary Astor,
Astor.
and then who is Mary Astor? And so that's a famous
You know
line. It's
what?
actually many actresses have used that line.
That is very much a very real thing. That's good.
So her off-screen notoriety included an affair, supposedly,
Ooh.
with John Huston. She sort of talked about it in her biography. She had several scandals and affairs that involved in her during marriage. When she first came to Hollywood, she had an affair with a much older John Barrymore, famous
Yes, the Barrymore.
American acting
Yes.
family. Her husband had been killed in a plane crash. She had been married multiple times.
Ooh.
This actually helped her in getting this role.
Yeah,
Because
I guess.
of the duplicity nature of her person. So it actually helped her.
That's interesting. I do like that idea.
Yeah.
Like they were going for a type, and she fit that bill.
At times, Warner Brothers actually played into this. They cherry-picked passages, and they released salacious details to the press to create
they were playing a story.
For sure.
They were playing it.
Peter Lorre was of Eastern European descent.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got his start with Hitchcock. He actually didn't know English at all before when he got given The Man Who Knew Too Much. He actually learned English phonetically.
Oh yeah.
Even though Humphrey Bogart and Peter Lorre were often pictured against each other, as in the Casablanca, as in this, they were actually really good friends. He actually gave him the advice to marry Lauren Bacall.
Oh.
Then though there was 20 years of difference, he said, you'll have the best 5 years of your life before you die. Which happened, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's wow.
Okay, let's get on to how this came about. So this book was written by Hammett, who actually worked as a private detective in the Pinkerton Detective Agency in San Francisco. He used his birth name of Samuel. So if you don't know what to write what you know.
Yep, that's great.
So he worked with this like magazine. And he was releasing the stories, and he had like a fat man in there called Caspar. He had a British detective, an entrepreneur. Like he had all these little elements. One of the Warner Brothers executives, son, was reading it. He didn't know what happened with the story. He demanded to get know what the story was. The Warner Brothers executive read the story, actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Said to his son, if this doesn't work, it's your fault. We're going to make a movie about this. They went to make the movie about it, but Paramount was actually planning on making a movie about it. It fell through, so they rushed through a version of the book in 1930.
Yes.
By Alfred A. Knopf.
To get it, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't hugely successful, so they remade the movie again, this time as a comedy, with a more code-friendly, because remember the code's coming around at this time.
Yep. That's
So the first one actually had...
bit risque.
It was a bit risque. It was the blatant homosexuality of the Cairo character was actually shown in the original film.
Good.
The original film was called Maltese Falcon, but the next film was called Satan Met a Lady, and it actually starred Bette Davis and Warren William, and the film changed the novel's elements and became a comedy. And so you could see this as sort of as a comedy, but it was referred to as junk, and it goes down as one of Betty Davis's, one of her worst movies.
Yeah. It's definitely not in her best stuff.
Okay, so we already talked about John Huston, how he got this. He read the book.
Yeah.
He liked it. He wanted to make this movie, so he wrote the script. Then he planned each detail of the script, tailoring the script with instruction for himself for shot by shot to stay within budget, because he needed to keep that budget. So this has actually been used since by Alfred Hitchcock, Steven Spielberg, to get their first big film break. And so this is a well-known tactic by directors to get studios on board. It's funny how they go away from that, because some of their best work is actually planning the shots out, and then they go away from it. Like, he went away from that with Treasure of Sierra Madre. Now, it actually ended up working, but it didn't work for other films that he actually went away from, but this is quite good. It's actually well made, this movie. Houston removed all references to sex. He also removed the more of the cheating scandal between Sam and the widow.
The widow, yes.
Yeah. He also it took out like excessive drinking. The director fought the fact that they needed to make this movie the Maltese Falcon, and he also thought that Spade would put away half a bottle of liquor a day. If he was abstaining from alcohol when he was doing this case, it would be falsely. His character wouldn't be like that, so you had to show him drinking a little bit.
Oh yes.
So Bogart, this is his big break. This is his like huge breakout role.
He was a star.
It was actually slated for a guy called George Raft, and Raft rejected the project because he did not want to work with an inexperienced director, and he had a stipulation in his contract from making remakes. This is the third time this movie was remade in 10 years. Houston was grateful that Bogart had quickly accepted, and Houston's first pick was always Bogart. He didn't want Raft, and so he sort of like played around the edges.
Yeah, so just so if things fell through.
Mary Astor wasn't the studio's first choice. The actual first choice was Geraldine Fitzgerald, but she had a very stringent contract where she was only allowed to work 6 months a year. She got a really good deal, and so she lived on the East Coast. She didn't want to come back to the West Coast, but it worked for Mary Astor and actually worked for the whole team.
Well, it does.
Another person that they were looking for was the big vivacious role of Casper, and that went up to Sidney Greenstreet. Now, Sidney Greenstreet, this is the first ever movie role that he did, and he was 61 years old.
Oh.
He ended up becoming like the fat guy in a lot of Warner Brothers movies for Hal Wallace.
Yes.
Because he weighed like 350 pounds. And he was a stage actor, and he went on to,
doing
huge. Went up doing 9 movies with Peter Lorre.
Oh.
The director of photography, Arthur Edison, had a background that included the Universal Monsters movies. This actually helped in the key lighting and embracing the angles. So you can actually see this, especially with the Casper character.
I would say yes.
He was sort of the monster of this movie.
Yeah, I really love a lot of the direction they take. Yeah.
His work notably was All Quiet on the Western Front and Casablanca. So this guy was a legend.
Yes.
The critics of this movie. Okay, so the critics wrote about this movie. Bosley Crowther described it as the best mystery thriller of the year. It's probably one of the best mystery thrillers of all time. Saying the young Mr. Houston gives a promise of becoming one of the smartest directors in the field. The trick which Mr. Houston has pulled off is the combination of American ruggedness with the suavity of English crime school and a blend of mind and muscle plus a slight touch of pathos. The wildly read Bosley Crowther, like that was brilliant writing there. The Film Daily also agreed with Crowther's assessment of the film and focused special attention on the debut of Walter Houston. He said it was beautifully made, and the direction of his screenplay was a jewel, and then it encrusted the Falcon, whose position is the crutch of the story.
Yes.
James Agri, critic writing of John Huston, the first movie he directed, The Maltese Falcon, is the best private eye melodrama ever made. It didn't win any awards, but it was nominated for Best Picture, as we talked about, Best Supporting Actor for Sidney Greenstreet, and Best Writing for John Huston.
Pretty tough year, I would say, unfortunately so.
Great.
Like it's a really tough year between all those movies.
But this movie has found love recently. It's Rotten Tomatoes 99, Letterboxd 3.9, IMDb 7.9.
Yep.
Originally on this list, it was number 23, so it's down 8, 10 years later. In the wake of this movie's success, Warner Brothers wanted to do a sequel, and they tentatively put the further adventures of Maltese Falcon in development. Houston was set to direct, with Jack Warner approaching Dashiell Hammett to write the screenplay, but ended up giving it to Houston. and they end up writing the script. And then Dashiell Hammett said, no, you actually own the story of this. You don't own the characters. And they end up not ever making that sequel. And there was a sequel sort of made of another of Dashiell's books was Three Strangers. But it didn't have Humphrey Bogart in.
No.
The film has been adapted several times for radio. There was a broadcast on the CBS. Bogart played in it. Was the Philip Morris Playhouse, which is a cigarette company. And they end up making a 30-minute adaptation in the Screen Guild Theatre with Bogart, Astor, and Greenstreet all reprising their roles. The radio segment was originally aired on September 20th, 1943, and played again in July 3rd, 1946.
Yeah,
One of the original props can actually be seen recently in a movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And it is owned by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, that's cool.
One fun fact about the
Right.
Maltese Falcon, there's a few that are still going around, rumoured to be worth millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Sort of a...
That was a lot. A lot of research, and thanks to the DVD commentary, it was such great storytelling, and I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Also got a lot from the Mary Astor biography. She wrote intensely about this movie. It was so good.
I like it when they do, it's probably one of the best roles, most famous, and you should go into detail sometimes.
100%. The Mary Astor, she's one of the stars of the silent movies that actually made it into thing, because she had a great voice.
Very rare.
Very rare. Very rare. Very rare. Every Thursday we do a little segment called Clickbait. Hottie Hot Take. Hannah's hot take was she loves chamber piece movies, as do all.
Yeah. One location, all I need.
Yeah. What is your hottie hot take for Maltese Falcon?
Do I need to trust my main character when he's trying to solve a mystery? That's what I gotta answer. That's so you're saying no. In this movie, the whole thing is a mystery. Like, down to the main character of Sam Spade. Like, you don't know anything really about any of these people. There's so many lying, double-crossing, there's twists and turns. Like, you don't know where they even lie on the spectrum of, like, if there's even a good or bad person, because they're all shady. We don't know until you get to the end of the movie and everything starts to reveal itself. And then you're like, whoa, like, we've been played this entire time. And it's incredibly well done and crafted. But for me, personally, I just never could trust my main character, my Sam Spade. Like, I could never trust him. And I don't know, it confused me a lot. Because I was like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if he's after the Maltese Falcon, or if he's playing everyone, or what. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And it's a great mystery. I could never be on board with the guy. Like, that's just saying, I could never trust him. Admittedly, I have no trust for the guy.
Never trust.
He was lying to me. But I guess, as we go on, it's for the right reasons. But still, he's lying to me. I don't know what to believe. And I think it's great. Even so much, I was believing that the secretary had something to do with it and was going to pull a con. Like, the whole movie is confusing me. And sometimes you can't trust your own main character. You as the audience cannot trust the characters you're watching on screen.
I love how this movie keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, like,
you have to pay attention to it.
Yes, because if you stop, you're like, wait, what happened?
You're like, oh, what? Like,
wait, he, her, what?
Yeah. Peter Lorre's like, oh yeah, well.
They did what?
Yeah.
And he honestly keeps gaslighting everyone into believing different narratives, and it works. He's got such a silver tongue, and you're like, you believe him, but you're also like, is he telling the truth? Yeah. So I'm just saying, sometimes you cannot trust your main character, and I never could trust Sam.
Yep.
I just never can trust Bogart in this movie.
Yep.
Just can't trust him.
My hottie hot take is Humphrey Bogart was born to play this role. It's funny how he was typecasted as a gangster, but this movie is the one.
The detective.
Yep, the detective. He plays this in the Big Sleep as well.
Yes.
Casablanca, he's sort of like
Casablanca is
that
like
rogue sort of character.
Yeah, Casablanca's a little different. And he's more down on your luck guy.
Yeah,
because he's a bit of a sour sack,
but
of course.
What I want to say is that this movie does not work whatsoever without Humphrey Bogart.
No, because
he is the linchpin that keeps this whole thing together. Like it wouldn't make any sense. Like he's in every scene bar one.
Yes, that's true.
He holds this whole movie together, and the marry of Houston's dialogue and the portrayal of Humphrey Bogart, it is right up there with De Niro and Scorsese. It's right up there with
it's interesting. Bogart,
Pacino and Coppola. It's right up there. They're like it's
no one puts Bogart on a high enough pedestal, I guess. Even though, as we've looked in on this, he's on this probably the most. Like, one of the top people on this list.
Yeah, he's on it a
fair few times. He's like, that's like, 4, I think, total movies?
Yeah, Treasure of Sierra Madre, African Queen, this
and Casablanca. That's 4 times.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even get one.
De Niro is in it.
He's in it 3?
Goodfellas.
4.
Godfather Part 2. Raging Bull.
And Taxi Driver. That was 4. And that's what I'm saying. I guess a lot of people would put him less just because they don't, I guess, he doesn't, go like a madman. But when we watch Treasure of Sierra Madre, he did Madman.
Yeah.
And then when you watch this, he's like the suave talking detective. And then you could see him as a mobster, or you could see him as the down on your luck guy.
Well, is there a better
protecting Casablanca?
I don't think it's a better 1-2 punch. Like, there's some equal to it, like John Wayne and John Ford, De Niro.
Oh, the acting director.
Yeah, acting writer. Like, there's been some great 1-2 punches, like Jack Nicholson and James L. Brooks. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because he had As Good as It Gets and Terms of Endearment, like as his Oscar wins. But yeah, that's
you're right. I think in your last one you were saying how he's one of the best actors, and then in this one you're just like, he's perfect for this role.
Yep.
And you're right, because there's something about him, he can play shifty. Like, I couldn't trust him, and honestly, if it was someone else, I probably would be like more inclined to be like trusting or completely go, I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, so he plays that grey area really well and completely commands attention from the audience.
Okay, let's get on to Pete and Hannah's review. Let's start with the scene breakdown. So first off, we see the title card of Maltese Falcon.
We get the...
So, as I said to you before, they didn't want their name to be Maltese Falcon because they had one 10 years earlier. Yeah. But the original name for this movie was the Gent from Frisco. So, John Huston ended up winning that, thank God.
I'm glad that was a change. That was pretty bad.
So, before we go into the private investigator's office, we go in 1539, the Knights Templars of Malta paid tribute to Charles V of Spain by sending him a golden falcon encrusted beak to claw with the rarest jewels, but pirates seized the galley carrying the priceless token, and the fate of the Maltese Falcon remains a mystery of the day. When the author was coming up with the idea of the book, there was like this token, the Maltese Falcon, has sort of been rumoured, but there's no proof that actually exists. So
that's the whole mystery of it all. Like, is it actually real, or are we just chasing a fantasy?
So we get to see Sam behind his office. The secretary brings in a client. Turns out to be Willoughby. Later becomes O'Shaughnessy, Mary Astor. The partner comes in and says, "Yeah, let's take this case. We get a little bit of money."
She's pretty nice on the eyes.
She's pretty nice in the eyes. We'll find out later he's actually married. He goes to follow Tail the person because she's worried that
Thursby.
Yeah.
This character named Thursby.
Yeah, and so
a British gent.
He actually gets shot, and this is the only scene that Bogart doesn't appear. Where Archer gets shot.
Yes. Well, because this is where
then he gets a phone call, and like he's not even like caring that his partner.
Yeah, he has
his business partner
reaction to this.
Yeah,
and
really
that's when you immediately go because something's up. Because when you see the partner get shot, you don't know who did it, because when the partner never drew his gun. and he looked like he was smiling, like he knew the person.
Exactly.
So that's the interesting part of the story.
Good hint.
Is we don't know exactly what
So
happened.
then Sam talks to the cops. He gets off the phone. He talks to his assistant Effie, and she gets given the task of talking to the widow. Like Sam doesn't want to do it. We later find out they're having an affair, and Effie's like wants to get into it. Like, oh, I can't believe it. You know, Arthur's dead and all this. And Sam goes, like, get over yourself. We got work to do. Sam goes to the scene of the crime, and you can tell like he's just a better detective than everyone else.
Yeah, like he sniffed something out, and we will never know until he's ready to reveal the truth. Yeah.
In that scene, it's a funny scene because there's a poster in the background called "Swing Your Lady," and it's like ripped off the wall.
Yes.
It's actually the worst picture Humphrey Bogart ever made. And so it's actually like you can see the little title behind it.
Goodbye.
The cop that's there, he's played by Ward Bond, who appeared in 30 movies in 1935, including 30 movies in 1935. He was in Bringing Up Baby, which was on this list. He's also in What Happened One Night on this list. He's also in Gone with the Wind.
Oh, wow.
What happened on this list?
Oh, wow.
His partner is played by Barton McLean, and he was in Treasure of Sarah Madre, and he finished his career with I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh.
But he was... the funny thing about Barton McLean, like, so he was sort of like a football star.
Yes.
And I think it was either Barton or Ward. They actually played in the same school as John Wayne. So he got his start through John Ford.
Whoa.
Bogart didn't want to become Barton. Also, James Cagney didn't want to become Barton because they were day players in gangster detective films. They wanted to break out from that. Humphrey Bogart chose to break out in a different way. Cagney went into the sing-song dance stuff.
Yes, as we've seen before on this list.
You can do Danny. But Bogart, they just didn't want to be Barton. So we get back to the office, and the widow has accused Sam of killing Archer. The widow is played by Gladys George.
He's saying, why would you even make something up? He's not denying it, and he's not... He's not agreeing to it either.
So in the book, the widow and Sam's relationship is way more prevalent. It's also in the first film.
Yeah.
After this conversation, and now he palms it off to Evie.
Brush it off.
You get the sense Sam is dodgy, and this is what gets into your point.
This is where I'm like, I can't trust the guy because he's like pretending he didn't do it, but you don't know. It sounds like it.
So Sam goes to talk to O'Shaughnessy and sort of
she finally reveals her name's O'Shaughnessy. And this is what actually happened.
And you're telling this guy for this reason, and it's not the actual reason, you know.
Yeah, I faked that I had a sister. No, I'm actually looking for something like
then Cairo comes to talk to Sam in his office and threatens him, but Sam's too quick for him. He beats him, and then he pulls out, and he's got all these different identities. And this is like Peter Lorre just plays this part so well. Like it's just like the cagey sort of guy. He actually has like
cagey goon.
He's like little ticks with like his cigarettes, like, tapping it on the little case.
Yeah.
The cane.
The cane.
The way he uses the cane, just all those little ticks is just perfect for the character. And then you get the first interaction between Cairo, Sam, and O'Shaughnessy. And so they're talking with each other, and then it escalates really quickly, and then Sam has to go to the police door, and then O'Shaughnessy, Mary Asta attacks Peter Lorre's character, Cairo, and then the police come in, and then it's just 10 minutes of Sam just spinning yarns. Just spinning yarns.
Yeah.
He's so quick on his feet, and they're so quick to pick up on what his cues.
They pick it up.
Yeah.
And because they know, if they all get caught, they have to go to the joint, and they don't want to do that. So then they just go along with it. And he's just so good at it.
There's a line that Sam hits Laurie with before the police come. It's when you're slapped, you'll take it and you'll like it.
Well, okay, all right.
O'Shaughnessy tells Sam about the Falcon, and the Falcon has caused people to hunt her. People is hunting him. So, and So they sort of like get it on, and he can see someone downstairs sort of looking on him.
Yeah. Someone's definitely watching them.
When he was coming into the apartment, like the widow was outside, and so the widow called the police on Sam. Because the widow's still thinking that Sam
did it, but also she wants his attention. It's not really working. Babe needs to cool off.
So the police have taken Cairo away, and because I sort of didn't believe the stories that were going on. I don't know why. I love like the lines from the police here, from like Barton and Ward here. Like they say, "Grab your hats." There's like keep saying, "Grab your hats, grab your hats." Like it's just, it's
like,
it's a great 1940s sort of like the term here.
Yeah, we lost hats long ago.
So Sam goes to the hotel, and so he talks to like the person that's so Wilder ends up being.
Yeah.
He's tailing him. He gets the hotel detective. Like they had hotel detectives back then.
Yes,
awesome.
they did. Yeah.
Peter Lorre comes back in. He talks to him and says, "I had to feed him that thing. Did you say anything to the police?" "No, I didn't." You know, like it's so, it's just so, it's really so quick-witted. Like he's playing Tyra off. He's playing O'Shaughnessy off.
He's playing everyone.
Yeah.
He is playing the field, and it's really like you're going back and forth like a tennis match or something. Like he's got hands in every cooking pot basically.
So back to O'Shaughnessy going to see Sam because her apartment's been flipped, and he ends up giving O'Shaughnessy to the assistant Effie.
Yeah.
And but before that, Sam goes to Effie. Would you trust O'Shaughnessy? Yeah, she's trustworthy too.
Yeah,
Big mistake. Huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
she her women's intuition kind of thing, and it's like, the assistant doesn't know anything.
So the widow comes to apologise to Sam, but he just blushes it off because he's got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Sam finally goes to see Casper about the Falcon, and so we finally see Sydney Greenstreet, which is just, what a legend, you know. In her autobiography, A Life in Film, Mary Astor actually writes that Sydney Greenstreet was so nervous before his first scene in the movie, and he said, "Mary dear, hold my hand, tell me I won't make an ass out of myself." Before he was shaking.
Yeah, of course.
He wanted it so much. So in that scene, everything's going well, and then suddenly he gets Humphrey Bogart just goes off. He flies off the handle, and he keeps saying "gunsel," and everyone goes, "Oh, that's another word for gun." No, it's actually it means a cat boy, and it also means a stooge, and so he didn't want to be the
one
person
of those.
that they used.
The fall guy.
The fall guy. 100%. That's 100%. So he's not. He's so happy with himself after the great performance that he gives. He's like, oh, and he misses Peter Lorre coming out of the.
Yep.
Cara coming out of the lift.
That.
Yeah.
This is so entertaining.
So he goes to see someone about his PI license. They're going to try and take the PI license. It's a real weird scene.
Yeah.
Like, is he the head of
the DA? I believe. It was the DA, I believe.
And
yes, and because they're still so confused because Thornsby and his partner both were shot, and they're trying to trying to pin one of them on him.
He's the fall guy.
Yeah, and so they're trying to pin it on him, and he's still playing with the cops as well, being like, why would I do that? Where would I be? Blah, blah, blah.
So, Hannah, the guy that plays the DA in this movie, he's the original Perry White.
Really?
And he came up with the term Great Caesar's Ghost.
Oh,
the famous Superman term.
Great Caesar's Ghost.
Yeah. So he played Perry White in the original TV series with George Reeves.
Oh, that's great.
There you go. He's just always flying off the handle, Sam. I just loved it. You know? He's just so good. He just... Yeah.
He's always on... you're always on your toes.
So he warned Casper that he wanted some money. He comes back. Looks like he's going to get money. He flies off the handle, and then it turns out he's actually got poisoned. Cairo's there, and he's all behind it with Casper. Sam wakes up and tosses the room. It looks on the paper. There's an underline that La Pomona arrives at 5:30. He goes there, and he finds it's been burnt down.
Yep.
So this is where John Huston's dad actually comes into Sam's office with the package because he plays the ship captain who had the package. John Huston recruited Mary Astor to actually play a prank on his father. Walter Huston, after Huston had filmed the scenes, Astor called up telling Walter that she was Hal B. Wallace's secretary and that they thought that he overacted in the scene. Huston was enraged, declaring that he would never be accused of overacting, but he agreed to return the next day to do a reshoot. He was doing this for free because he wanted good luck for his son, right?
Yeah. That's good.
Astor gave the phone to Huston, who identified himself as Wallace and repeated the criticism. Walter grew even more furious, declaring that he already had agreed to reshoot. Don't tuck it in. And then John Huston started laughing. And then Walter Huston realised he played with his son. Mary Astor in her autobiography said their relationship was the cutest she'd ever seen with father and son. They were like best friends. Nice. They had been estranged because Walter Huston divorced John Huston's mother. They made it when John Huston was an adult. They became fast friends, and they were like always drinking together and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam goes after they find the idol in the wrapping. Sam goes and leaves his assistant with a story about the captain to tell the police. Mm-hmm. He goes then and he coat checks the Falcon, which is quite clever. And he actually mails himself the coat check. It's very good.
That's interesting.
Sam then gets O'Shaughnessy and they go back and they get taken to Caspar and Cairo and they all talk deals. This scene is so good. They're absolutely cooking this scene. All the players in this. Sydney is so great as Caspar. It's what a great character it is. There's like little things of Cairo. The way they pin it on Wilder, like it's just really clever.
Yeah, he's already coming up with the stories. He's actually like peeling back the layers of what happened, and it's like the truth is kind of revealing itself in this scene. It's really interesting.
The assistant brings the Falcon to meeting. A funny story that Effie actually dropped one of the idols, one of the Maltese Falcons. So they made 3 for the production, and actually dropped it on Humphrey Bogart's foot. So they're opening it up. It turns out that it's fake. It's made of lead. Cairo calls Caspar an idiot. It all breaks down. Wilma breaks free. Caspar and Cairo, after taking the 10,000, there's like a test with like palm in the thing. He's trying to turn O'Shaughnessy and Sam against each other.
Yes.
So they go. So ends up like Cairo and Caspar end up having a huge fight, and by the end they're like back into it. Let's go to Turkey. Let's go to Turkey.
That's where the next location of where it could be is in Turkey.
And this is where you think, oh, okay, it's going to be a happily ever after with O'Shaughnessy and Sam, and then Sam.
They're going to make Wilder the fall guy for all of it, however.
But Sam goes, no, Arthur, who's my partner, got killed by someone he knew, and the only one that he knew that he could have done it was O'Shaughnessy.
Yes.
And so he confronts her, and then she goes, I can't believe you told me you love me. I said, I do love you. I'll see you in 20 years, unless you get hung.
Yeah, and that pretty little neck, so I'll just remember you.
Yeah.
And he honestly just looks at, because he knew, I guess in a weird way he kind of knew he was picking it up from the start, and he literally was playing everyone to find out the truth, I guess, for himself.
And then the cops come in and they go, what's that? And then that's when Humphrey Bogart delivers the line, that's the stuff dreams are made of. It's actually not the last line of the movie. The actual last line of the movie is the detective who says, huh? So the stuff that dreams mashed it was a line suggested by Humphrey Bogart. It was actually voted as the number 14th movie quote.
This is what dreams are
and it's actually paraphrased from the William Shakespeare play The Tempest.
Oh, yes.
Where such stuff of dreams are made of and our little life rounded with a sleep.
Yeah.
That is the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Reasons to see this, Hannah.
This is one of the best mysteries of all cinema, I guess. Would you would say? Because
so well shot as well. It's
incredibly well shot. The way you get the close-ups on different items, and you're completely unsure of every single person in this film and where they lie, and
so
about the Falcon itself.
Yeah, so good.
Like, you start to care more about the Falcon. You know, do we get to actually see this thing? Like, everyone's gunning for it. What is it? And I think it's
so reasons not to see this movie. Some people will not like the Sam character at all, and if you don't like the Sam character, you won't like this movie.
I think some people get very confused by
it.
Because the Sam character, it's not until the end is revealed that he kind of was just playing everyone. Yeah. Because you think, at one stage, you think he's working for them to try and get the Falcon and trying to get O'Shaughnessy or something. But, at the end, he's detective, he's a good guy, but he was just playing in everyone, and he played you, the audience, because he made you distrust him the entire movie. And that's fun for some, fun and not fun for others. I don't know what to say.
Hannah, does this movie deserve to be on the list?
Yes, I do definitely believe.
You know,
it is crazy, though, that as actor-directors pairings go, they have 3 movies on this.
It's amazing. They're the best.
And I can't say any one of them shouldn't be on the list.
Agreed.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
So good. The only other actor pairing that has 3 is De Niro and Scorsese. Fellas, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull.
Yeah, but I could argue maybe one of them.
I'm just saying the only 2.
Yeah, I know they're the only 2. Yeah, which is
I think this is like close to its perfect position on the list. I think it's it's around that 30 mark.
Because I don't know if it's not. Yeah, I don't think it changes anything different high on this list. Like, if you put it higher, I think there's more revolutionary films.
Yeah.
But it definitely is way more of a high-class cinema, you know, in creating tropes and stuff. Definitely deserving to be right in that 30 minutes.
This movie is, I think it's right for a remake, and right for the remake that it's a comedy.
I don't know about the comedy.
There's so many comedy aspects to this movie.
But we've gotten a lot of comedy detective movies. You have like the Knives Out movies, which are that kind of style. And while they're fun, I don't know if I get the
give me a Knives Out remake of this movie.
Honestly, you could probably do the if Ryan Johnson was getting lazy.
It's been made 3 times.
He wanted to be a little.
It's
lazy.
been made 3 times in 10 years. Like, give this movie
Yeah. And they perfected it.
Yeah, I love it.
3rd time's a charm.
Would you buy it on Blu-ray? Of course, 4K,
It's already
4K baby. Would you watch this again? Yeah, it's
sure.
one of those movies. It's great. Showing people that never seen it before.
I like watching the ending.
Yeah, it's great.
This movie.
The last scene is just brilliant how it all unfolds.
Yep.
Rating for this one. This is a banger.
Yeah, banger.
This is a banger.
Very much so.
100% banger.
Very much so.
That is it for today's show. Next week on the channel, 10 Revisited.
Yep.
AFI.
Yep.
Top 100.
Yep.
We're now in movie number 30. Apocalypse Now.
Oh,
1979 version.
Oh.
I think we're going to try and watch the original, because that was the one chosen, but it's hard to find because...
Ooh, because we get the remastered.
Yeah, Redux, the final cuts.
It's same on this list because Star Wars will never get the original version.
Indeed.
So that's another thing.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a new email address. You can...
email comments and queries.
Yes, Pete and Hannah's watchlist at gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you throw an email in there, we'll read it out on future episodes. And in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to do a full mailbag episode on our movie news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll promote that over the next couple of weeks and we'll read out the best. That is it. Long live cinema. That's my love coast, Hannah. Until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.